Начать марш-бросок.
Цель в зоне поражения.
Не дадим врагу шанса.
Впереди противник.
Приказ понятен.
The Germans are attacking. Let's hit their tanks first.
Приказ понятен. Жду приказа.
Стреляем на счет 3-4.
Будет исполнено. Готово размяться. На связи. Слушаю, командир.
Заряжай.
Слушаю, командир.
Air! Their flares are obnoxious. Someone make at least one of them taste dirt.
Двинулись. Почти как новый. В таких условиях чудо, что заработало. Задание принято. Готово размяться. Слушаю, командир.
Welcome back, Commanders. My name's Bath, and this is another Super Sharp Shooter Show. Yes, Men of War 2, the third episode in the Soviet campaign. We're gonna capture the fort. We're gonna take this river.
Lieutenant Pineshka speaking. I repeat, Pineshka speaking, calling the 34th Tank Division.
This is Colonel Vasilyev. What do you report, Lieutenant?
Approaching with my recon company toward the Plyashevka. No enemy contact thus far. Our forces have not been discovered either.
Copy that. I'm asking you to do reconnaissance in the direction of the river. I have information from the locals, saying our infantry is holding the lines near the crossings. I suppose it is the 34th Motorized Rifle Regiment. If that's true, give them your support.
So here we have our scout tank unit,
Экипаж на связи.
and to help us, using the drop-down menu on the right, we're going to order up some artillery pieces. Now, can you see the red marker in the top left? That's where we've got to get to complete the first objective. I played this through, this is my third attempt, so it's been quite hard. But I think we're going to crack it this time.
Жду приказа. Выступаем!
Let's just get these units all lined up and ready, and then we'll bring in the cannons. I'm going to take 2 artillery pieces, 2 howitzers and 2 anti-tank guns. And they're going to do all the work. We're going to try and preserve our tanks and basically let the artillery do the whole job. It's left click, right click to left click on the icon, right click to deploy. That's it. And we have a limited resource to choose how we spend it. The tech trees 1, 2 and 3, as the mission progresses, they'll give us access to the later tech trees. Same as in the multiplayer. Okay, and some infantry to guide us in. So that's the objective. We need to get to there. When we get to there, this other road to the right goes over, takes us to a bridge. We're going to meet some engineers at that checkpoint, and their job is to blow up the bridge, but they're having trouble. I'll let them explain. Meantime, let's change the beat.
Мы посеем, они пожнут. Расчет слушает. Новое задание? Есть цель?
Now, I can't be bothered to use these trucks. They're far too fiddly to load cannons on and off. So what I plan to do is to disembark them, get the guns off them, and then, if you look on the truck icon on the left corner of the screen, I'm going to get the drivers out of the trucks. And I'll use them as infantry. So the button is down there on the left. See me clicking it now?
Боевая готовность.
And that's how you disembark people.
К бою готов. Да.
So we'll form all of them up into a nice little infantry unit, riflemen. These two just can't drive. Decided to park in the tree. So that's a nifty little tankette, like a 20 or 30mm cannon, 20. It's a light tank. And we'll send the infantry ahead of the tanks, just to give us line of sight. And we'll set the guns up on the hills, on the raised ground, aiming down that road on the right. There we go, that's our field cannon. It's our anti-tank gun. Small one. They're all small guns. We are a light unit.
Слушаюсь.
And our armoured cars with machine guns.
Готов выдвигаться.
So I'll keep them back. I don't really want them in the front line at all.
Слушаю, командир. К бою готов.
Put them on the hill. I'm not really sure the layout of this map. We'll stick one up on the hills though. A cannon and a howitzer on each hill. Now they do have sandbags and camouflage.
Our backup has finally arrived. We thought we'd have to defend against tanks with just our Mosins.
Report properly, Sergeant. Your unit, your task.
Sergeant Starostin, platoon commander of the Sapper Company of the 34th Motorized Rifle Regiment. I was tasked with rigging the bridge over the Plashevka with mines and detonating it if the Germans approached.
So, did the Germans show?
They appeared all right. They arrived at the bridge well before us. Their forces looked quite small, but they had a tank, while we only had rifles. If you assist us right now, we will surely retake the bridge.
Actually, I have an order to bolster the defenses of your regiment's main forces. But so be it. I'll try to give you a hand, Sergeant.
Excellent. That tank is done for.
Well, we made short work of that one. It's always going to go easy. Well, Sergeant Starsky, by the way, very informative man. So I don't think we're going to capture that tank. I think it's going to burn to the ground. Right now the grey icon on the map says it's capturable and repairable, but I'm thinking no. Jibs! Look at him, there's not much left of his body. Let me just replay that for you. That's the tank done. Don't seem to have triggered the mission, however, so there's obviously more down there we need to sort out. However, I think the tanks can probably do it. Taking out all the substantive opposition, anything that can hurt our tanks, I think, is done. So we'll just move everything up. Cannons still going. Found another fella.
Готовы размяться.
If we get to that red objective in the top centre, that'll start the next phase of the mission. First we still need to capture this bridge, it's not quite done. I might send a single tank down there. I'm going to move the cannons up further along the road, ready for the next phase.
Готовы размяться. Уже там.
As I said, this is my third attempt, so I've got a pretty good idea of what's coming.
Какие будут указания?
There goes the tank.
Принято.
Told you it burned down. Found the fuel ignited. The fuel tank. That was the explosion.
Расчет слушает.
It's in the armour down the road. Polish off any straggler infantry.
Есть цель?
We've finished off all the bastards near the bridge.
Sappers, the bridge is at your disposal. Rig it with mines, if our orders haven't changed.
We have rigged the bridge with mines. Let's move away quickly. It's going to blow.
На связи.
Right, as soon as we get the trigger that objective, it's going to kick off in a big way.
Are these all the tanks that were
So
promised
I'm
us?
going to rush my
Not
cannons
We
up to
fight
get a
with
flanking
skill,
position
not
on the
numbers,
river.
Comrade Captain.
Well, assign your most skilled tanks to the defense. Cover us with fire when the Germans push on.
As I said earlier, the
Comrade Lieutenant, the Germans have broken through on the flanks and are trying to encircle our whole division. Your task is to hold the lines along the Plashevka, together with the motorized riflemen at any cost. You must maintain the corridor that the 67th Tank Regiment will use to escape.
Yes, Comrade Colonel. We fight to the last man.
the cannons can be sandbags, can deploy sandbags and camouflage. And I think now's a good time to do it. If you look on the mini-map, you see the blue dots. That's our friendly forces, and they're holding a fording point of the river. Got a big entrenchment. I'll keep these tanks up here on this hill as second line.
Первый выстрел будет наш.
And the 2 armoured cars, the 2 machine gun trucks, I'm going to have for a rapid deployment. When there's a lull in the fighting, they're going to cross the river and assault a artillery position.
Мы посеем, они пожнут.
Rapid reaction force. So I'm getting them staged. And the tanks, you can see I'm turning into bushes. I'm camouflaging them.
Замаскирован, значит жив.
It's kicked off, it's going. And it seems my cannons are totally out of range, so I'm going to have to move them up. I've wasted all the sandbags, which is a real shame.
Приказ есть приказ.
I'll move them up to get a flanking shot on everything that crosses the river, so it's side shots on all the armour.
Координаты получены.
I'm not entirely sure what to do with the infantry here.
Готов выдвигаться.
Now, I'd like to keep them out the front protecting, but
Огонь по пехоте!
not really giving me line of sight with all the friendly infantry there, and I don't want to waste them.
Вас понял.
Патроны кончились!
Так точно.
Alright, cannons have got range. Go on, cannons. Give this up.
Какие будут указания?
Огонь прямой наводкой! Приготовиться к стрельбе!
That river's running red with blood. It's a bloody war, this one.
Приказ понятен.
Well, we've repelled this attack.
To tell the truth, I expected worse.
It was only a forward detachment. It will certainly be followed by a strike from the main forces. So let's not get too excited.
В пути.
I don't know about you, but I don't think I can help myself. I think I'm already too excited.
Новое задание.
Okay, here we go. Armoured car rush. We'll try and cross the river before the enemy shows up and just wastes them. If they meet a tank, they are just dog food.
Боевая готовность.
Pedigree charm.
Слушаюсь.
You are holding up well, Lieutenant. I have decided to allocate Lewis for you from the division's reserve.
Расчет слушает.
So that farm, those 2 buildings, that's where it is. Rush for it. Sorry, third time I played this map. Third time's a charm.
Приготовиться к стрельбе.
The farmhouse is occupied. It's going to be a tough one to winkle them out with just a machine gun.
Вижу противника. Есть цель?
Hopefully they won't have any anti-tank weapons or hand grenades.
The Germans have prepared their artillery!
Meaning a new attack is on the way. Everyone, disperse and find cover.
There they are.
Comrade Lieutenant, the enemy battery is hitting us hard from the other side of the river.
Yes, the Germans have flown off the handle. We're constantly under fire.
Only you and your tanks
we
can
just
break
hit a
through
fuel
to the
tank.
other bank and shut down the German artillery.
We can try.
I'm going to send some swimmers over. While they do, let's see that again.
связи.
The Germans have prepared their artillery!
Meaning a new attack is on the way. Everyone, disperse and find cover.
Бей ферму!
Comrade Lieutenant, the enemy battery is hitting us hard from the other side of the river.
Yes, the Germans have flown off the handle. We're constantly under fire.
Only you and your tanks can break through to the other bank and shut down the German artillery.
We can try. At least our infantry can now have a smoke in peace.
Двинулись.
Now that handy little victory
Хоть бы танки
in our
поддержали.
pockets. Let's send some swimmers to go and man those artillery pieces. Could come in handy.
Всегда хотел на такой поездить.
Ah,
Новое
want to find a
задание.
useful job for my truck drivers, and I think this is it. Now promoted to artilleryman. What?
Готов.
It's an artillery joke. Everyone who does artillery is deaf. What? I met a serving artilleryman in Colchester, which is a big barracks town, and so obviously I made my artillery joke, and it went down like a lead balloon. No laughter, no smile. Personally, I think he just didn't hear.
На связи.
Now that's how you clear a building of enemy troops. That's solved that problem. Nice one.
Жду приказа. Да.
Air! Their flares are obnoxious. Someone make at least one of them taste dirt.
In the reinforcement menu, 1, 2, 3 on the side there, look, that I'm looking at now, I could have bought an anti-aircraft gun, or even two. The trouble is, I don't have the population cap, because I haven't lost any men yet, unlike in the first two attempts. I haven't been able to spawn anti-aircraft, so I couldn't shoot those bombers, the Stukas, down. Bit of a pity, never mind.
Слушаю, командир.
It also means I haven't got the big anti-tank guns, or, any of the higher tier equipment. But it's going so well, and I've got these artillery pieces. I'm hopeful. Or at least if we die, I can get them then. And if it all goes savagely wrong, then I can have some big guns. Here comes another one. It's being chased by I don't know what kind of
Excellent! The bastard's down!
Russian fighter that
This is
is.
the first time I've seen
lag,
such
maybe?
a thing in
Lav.
4 days.
Not a lag,
Let's
I don't know.
hope it's not the last.
Слушаюсь.
Comrade Lieutenant. The Germans have broken through defenses on both flanks and are trying to encircle our whole division. Your task is to hold the positions until we can take the 67th Tank Regiment over the river.
If you look at the mini-map, on our side of the river, behind and in front, there's 2 red arrows. That's where we can expect a backstabbing attack from the Germans.
Огонь прямой на... Огонь прямой наводкой! Огонь прямой наводкой!
Alright, here they are, look. They're coming behind the lines.
Заряжай!
Some of the cannons and tanks have found them.
Сосредоточить огонь на пехоте! Огонь! Огонь прямой наводкой! Сосредоточить огонь на пехоте!
This is the tanks I was holding back, look. Stopping that lot running through my artillery position, but it's real. I mean, they're smashing them, but they're taking a lot of hits.
Огонь по пехоте!
Only 1 tank left. 1 armoured car. They take a beating. But they did save the artillery. They did save the gun
More
position.
reinforcements are coming!
The division commander has been feeling generous today. But these
Okay, so
ones are the last, that's for sure.
now I've got the population camp to get some reinforcements, so I have that anti-aircraft gun. Pop them right there, on that hill. Get the truck out of the way, decrew it, get the troops out. In the fight, we'll get some cannons, get like a big Zis. How's your father? Which one it is? 1, 2, 3. Big one. And I can afford the same again. So I'll have 2 anti-aircraft guns and 2 of those big Zis cannons. The R2. Still working wonders. Guys out of the truck. So look here, sandbags. When I'm putting sandbags and camouflage up on my tanks and on my cannons, etc., they can't fire during that process. It's a bit of a scary thing to do when the enemy's so close. At the same time, it's kind of scary not having it. Devil's choice, that one.
Приказ получен. Мы уж заждались. Боевая готовность.
When it looks safe enough, I'm going to move all those guns down to protect that river line. That'll be a big, big addition.
Докладываю.
Calling the 67th Tank Regiment. Do you copy?
This is Sydney. Go ahead.
We received an order from Corps HQ to press on Dubna with all our forces. So extract out of the battle, get across the Plashevka, and move to the assembly area near the village of Kicha.
Copy that. Starting now.
Comrade Major, how do we get across the Plashevka? They said the Germans were there at the fort.
Devil knows who's there. Our motorized rifle regiment should be on the defensive. The battle of the river has lasted an entire day, with the situation changing every minute.
But if the Germans are really there, then we fight our way through them, right?
We have no options. We'll try to break through.
Выполним приказ.
Готов выдвигаться. На связи. Бей первым. Выдвигаться. Приказ получен. На связи.
Trying to sneak a infantry squad over there to repair those tanks.
Жду приказа.
Get them to go and swim the river again, and they go across that field.
Выдвигаюсь.
Down to the river and then swim. But look.
И будут указания.
They've met one enemy. See that red symbol? It's a grenade! Damn him!
Готовность.
And he's just, it was like, oh. Yeah. Let me show you that one
Здравия
again.
желаю. Боевая готовность. Вперед, мужики! Слушаюсь. Выполняю.
Well, I guess we'll send
А
the
чего штаны
survivors.
просиживать?
They'll have to do the job on their own.
Слушаю, командир.
Our next mission, should we choose to accept it, is to get these 3 tanks back across the river to our side. I'm trying to get all 5 tanks, but as I'm about to find out the hard way, I'm popped out. I'm also looking for the best available German tank to capture. I want to look around. They look like Panzer IIIs mostly. There's a couple of Panzer IVs. One of those Panzers was taking a real beating from all our guns and artillery, and it wasn't getting penetrated, so I thought I'd quite like one of those. However, there's still that live one there. So there's still one live German tank to deal with, and I'd like to steal something tasty. Big Panzer IV, I'm thinking.
Новое задание? Слушаюсь.
The repair crews have made it over the river, and there's another one coming from this side.
К бою готов.
Get their spanners out, do
Ремонтирую.
their thing.
Начинаю чинить. Жду приказа. Начать марш-бросок. Восстановлю, что смогу.
I am, of course, cheating a little bit in that I've got a mod running that makes the tanks more survivable. And one of the differences between Men of War 2 and the previous iterations of the game is that tanks don't survive as long. In Call to Arms, almost every tank I kill I can repair. 1 in 2 and 3 I can repair and get back going. In this game, Men of War 2, it's more like 1 in 10 that's repairable after you've knocked it out. However, I've got a mod running that makes them more
Слушаю,
survivable.
командир. Боевая готовность. Есть.
This looks like that safe opportunity I was looking for to bring the guns up. So I'll chuck them down to the river line.
Начинаю чинить.
Maybe they'll even take out that tank on the other side since they've got big anti-tank guns. The infantry I brought down here to repair those tanks aren't able to get in them. It's giving me the pop cap. It's telling me, my unit count's too high. So instead of that, I'm using them as advance guard. Do the scouting for me. Oh, what's that tank? I'm now declaring the enemy side of the river secure, and with that in mind, it's time for us to get back across the river. Our mission is to get the tanks out. We might as well get the artillery out while we're at it. Something's still something shooting or exploding somewhere. I don't know what it is.
Слушаюсь. Двинулись. Хоть бы танки поддержали. Вас понял. Экипаж на связи. К бою готов. Слушаюсь, товарищ командир. Слушаюсь. Приказ понятен.
Looks like those armoured cars can tow cannons, so that's pretty useful. We'll get them, pick them up and drive them out. Save my boys a walk.
Мы уже заждались. Задание принято. Готов выдвигаться.
And we'll give up on repairing that Mark IV since I can't man him through it anyway.
Слушаю, командир. Сейчас отремонтирую. Новое задание?
We were so lucky. I should definitely write a report about it today.
I'm so glad to see you, Alexander Parfenovich. To tell the truth, I thought no one from that side would survive.
I want to thank you, Lieutenant. If not for your company tanks, none of us would be here. By the way, comrade correspondent, meet Grigory Peneshko, recon tankman. I'm sure you'll hear about him again, more than once.
Very pleased to meet you, Comrade Lieutenant. If you don't mind, I will take a photo of your crew in front of the tank for history.
Lieutenant, can you hear me? If Sitnik got across the river, move with his tanks to Ticha.
Copy that, Comrade Colonel. Let's move it immediately, before the Germans start their bombing run.
Allies have all done one. They've run for it. Guess that leaves me doing the rear guard. I thought we were just driving straight out.
Выдвигаюсь.
We got to pull out without dying. Should be easy, right?
В пути. Вижу противника. Держать направление. Не так страшен танк, как его малюют. Танк уничтожен. Мы посеем, они пожнут. Начинаю чинить. Готов выдвигаться.
It does kind of feel wrong to be leaving all this good solid equipment behind. I haven't walked around, repaired every single item and dragged it all to the exit point, which is not beyond my bloody mindedness. However, the pop cap, there's only so many unit points we're allowed to own per map. And yeah, I've been hitting them for most of the game. So, third time lucky. That was a charm. My name's still Bath, and you have been watching another Super Sharp Shooter Show. Thank you, and hope to see you for the next one.